Again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, and I have all kinds of containers that I can put paint into, including this cool 4-chamber container, which I'm not sure will work because of those little X's in the bottom, but eventually I'm going to try that. I don't think it's going to happen right this minute. Right this minute I think I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use my shovels, 3 of them. They're in a rest, so you can keep them from spilling and maybe help them contain a little more paint. So I've got a 16 by 20 inch canvas behind me, and these are little swipe cards. And I've been looking at my recent series of swipes, and I want to start out with using something as a base color to float other colors on. So I think I'm going to use my Anita's Metallic, mostly because it's very inexpensive, and I don't know, Hobby Lobby's not open right now, so it could be a disaster if I can't get any more of it. I know I can't get it on my Amazon link that's under the link tree underneath the video, but I live and hope things will open up, at least so we can get what we need and shop pretty soon. I don't really want a lot of white in here, but the white metallic is very pearly. I do want to just use my favorite colors to best advantage, and maybe some that make me a little uncomfortable, like that that neon pink. I don't know why I'm so uncomfortable with neons, but I'm certainly not super comfortable with them. Fortunately, they usually kind of disappear a lot of times for me with other things. I'm not in love with my color combination yet, but give me a chance. I'm not done. That's a green gold, and that was a minty green. Both of those are color shifts from Folk Art. This is my favorite purple flash from Folk Art. I will be scooping up these colors, hopefully, and applying them with the shovel. Oh, that's my turquoise color shift. That is a favorite color. And I am going to sneak in some red. I'm probably going to go for the whole rainbow effect, honestly. That is a Venetian blue from Modern Masters, which I get that wrong sometimes. And like I said, all the colors are going in there. Let's try to float a little gold on the surface and see how that works out. I don't think that that's going to be important because my intention is to use gold. I do like what happens when I add just a little bit of orange. It just makes everything pop. And that's Prussian blue, and Prussian blue, similar to Dioxidine purple in depth of color, depending on how much Floetrol you add to it, often sells. So I've got enough room to move my bottles back because this is my first painting. It's late in the day for me. I'm going to give myself a little more purple. You know what I didn't put in there? I didn't put in my brand new magenta, which I want some of. And I love that magenta. Has some iridescent pearl fine. It's a fluid level golden product, and when you add it to other paints that are not shimmery, it does help them shimmer. I'm going to add a little bit, maybe not. Oh, you cannot be here. Did you see that lizard? He was moving right along. It's like, I know I don't belong there. Alright, so here's my 16 by 20 inch canvas. Here's an OXO omelet turning spatula. Where is the black paint that I just filled up? There it is. Now, generally speaking, I would pour this out of a larger bottle, but I've just emptied that larger bottle into this one. So I'm going to give myself as much of a nice coverage of paint as I can manage and show you how well an OXO omelet turning spatula will cover a canvas with paint, and in how long of a time, because I don't really have a choice. I could have done this before, but it's hot here. That's my story. It's usually hot here. I've got tweezers, and whenever you use the OXO omelet turning spatula, you can find stuff like that really fast and really easily. The tweezers are also on the Amazon link. Hey, if you shop that Amazon link, you will find my books called Because I Can Volume 1 and Unlimited Possibilities Volume 2, and lots of paint, canvases, even a camera. Even the camera I use is on there. But those tweezers are on there, and they're invaluable. I definitely recommend the tweezers because fishing around in the paint with your fingers gets really old really fast. You don't have to have done 2,000 paintings like I have to want tweezers. And most of them got done without. And I'm definitely the person to ask about that. Floetrol has stuff in it. There's a Floetrol cap that will screen out problematic things, but I think some of them form in the bottles if you're using bottles, and the threads inside the bottles will form clotted paint, and then it will become an issue. I'm just going to try and give it one last swipe across with my spatula before I try and decide what I want to do. And what I've been thinking about doing, and hopefully my sides will get covered, I'd love to cover them now. I'd love to run a finger around the edge. Maybe I'll run a finger right around the edge so that at least I grind some of that paint right into the edge of that canvas. This is not a gallery wrap canvas, so sometimes the primer is a little suspect. And it doesn't always stick. So I'd like to see if it recedes now, then I should be well aware that I'm going to need to go back several times. And I am going to swipe, but I'm going to start by giving myself some wild up and down patterns, and I'm going to try and swipe from very high up. I definitely thought about doing double layers of ribbons, and I'm not done thinking about it yet. These keyhole swipes is what I'm going to call it right now because I'm not sure what it's going to be like, but the ones that leave the black negative space in the back are often about the colors as much as about the swiping. Just going to let some of that fall right over right there right now. I've got a lot of color left. I definitely want to cover that up. I have excess shovels. I have edge catchers that are just the plastic inserts cut down from 16 by 20 inch Artist Loft value packs. And one of those is going to cover that paint quite nicely. And my next shovel is going to have the gold put in it, I think. And hopefully there won't be any waste there. That's 24 karat gold from Decor. Come over here. It's caught on the edge. Is that even enough? I don't know. Let's put a little more in there, make sure. Ah! Alright, so here goes nothing. Right up to the front. I probably should have used a scoop. Just going to let all of that keep flowing out. I thought it was going to make it to the end. Boy, the lizards are crazy today. They're like running all over the place. It's about 84 degrees here, and they are happy when it's warm. I've got a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula, one of 7, and you can find those on my Amazon link also. Whatever puddle I have there will fall right over the side. I did not waste much of that paint at all, but I will use my spatula and steal a little bit of black paint right there. I don't think that matters. Okay, so wipe the spatula off on my studio damp rag, which is it's a sweatshirt weight. I'm going to knock some of that paint right over the edge. I'm going to grab myself some enamel, and the enamel that I want is the blue, which it's the only bottle of 30 that I did not open. So bear with me. Those tweezers serve double duty, but now I've got a big clot of paint on the end of them I need to get off. Voila. Probably 3 seconds didn't occur then, so you may not have seen that. Alright, so I'm going to give myself some blue enamel because I can. That's the name of my book. And then I'm going to still use some black enamel, which I did separate out, and I do know where it is. And I kind of wanted to put this only where I wanted to use it, but that's not the way it works. I'm not sure where I'm going to go yet, or what's going to happen. I am pretty sure I need to throw that shovel in the bucket so the gold paint doesn't set up on it. And I cut myself a few swipe cards, and I think I like this one with the round tip on it. But at this moment I am noticing that I have black canvas showing, or just canvas period showing, all the way around the top of this, and I don't feel like going back later, which I will do anyway. But right now I just want to do that while it's settled down. The Floetrol will level out whatever paint it's in. That's one of its many charms. That, and it does condition things. So if you have paint that's problematic, that could be very helpful. All right, what I just put that swipe card down, right? There it is. They're almost invisible when they're... All right, so I'm going to start. And see how far I can go down. And I have a little saucer to wipe that off on. Not that I need to wipe much off. And I'm going to try and go from... I'm not going to be even. And I definitely want... I don't know what I was going to say. I need to wipe that off across the bottom. And go back and take that other paint out of the dish. Not that there was much of it. But it's enough to hit the bottom below that stripe. I'm going to flip my card over for right now. I'm also going to grab some of that paint up there. Now, I just destroyed all those beautiful colors and stripes in there, so I'm hoping that won't be something that makes me sad in a second. There's still some left. I think I want to grab a little bit of this right over here on this edge. After I scrape that card off, I might even wipe it off. I might wipe my thumb off too. So I have a weird shaped curve on this card for just this moment. You need to, I found out that you can pre-prime the canvas, but you won't be able to have without the wet background, you don't have as much success. Or I should say, I don't have as much success. Now, as soon as I squashed that paint over, I saw a little bit of canvas, but mostly I saw a wave of paint come down the side that I can now use. And I might be able to remember to grab a little bit more. Hopefully you can see most of that. Now I see I've got something up here. Now after this is as far as I want it, let it go, then I have the opportunity, the option shall we say. Oh, those cells were really nice. Maybe this will be trees. Maybe that's not right there. Canvas came right out. So let's just go down a second time. More black on that. The gold definitely doesn't go that far. I thought about putting a second stripe in down across the bottom and then moving up again. I'm going to put a little bit of that black enamel right up here at the top because I'm not getting the cells that I was hoping for. And that's one of the ways you get them, is the black enamel has to be above the gold or whatever color you're using. It's an acrylic enamel in case you need to know. And a little goes a long way usually if it's in the right place. Not that it is, but it's still going to be cool, I think. Pretty sure. See, I've got more cells from that enamel already. So I could go back, and I may put a little bit of more enamel right up at the top. Drag that down. I'm not going to mind my weird little textures. It's just part of the process. And I can always put I could put another stripe of color across the bottom and go up from the bottom. We haven't tried that yet. I kind of want to grab that again right there because I know it'll help. There. I'm not doing anything even, and it's on purpose. It's my grove of Dr. Seuss trees, or whatever. Alien trees. Hopefully you can see quite a bit of that. I thought about taking a skewer and trying some stuff, like spiraling some things out, because I can, but I'm not sure how that's going to be yet, and I'm not ready to totally go there. I've got some pink enamel too, which might be nice above some of these, and I might be willing to try that in a minute. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do again, and use the black enamel above that gold before it completely dries out, which is what it looks like it's doing. My black bottom should have been a little bit wetter, but it may come in handy in a minute. Where's the other black? Right here. If I decide to put another stripe at the bottom and move in the other direction. which I could do because it doesn't take an awful long time. I've got a minute left. And then I can tell you guys, check the link tree underneath the video. It has Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links, Facebook groups for students. That's Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Appreciation Group. And collectors, fans and collectors is there. And Totes and More shows you all kinds of my cool stuff that I made. my merch. This is bugging me here. And I think that's just canvas that's showing through. So that's kind of cool, but it's not exactly right yet. And I want to do what I said. And it might take till part 2 to do it, but I'm not going to wait for you that long. So however long the timer goes, I'm going to do a second row. I'm going to grab my shovel again. I just dumped that shovel right down my finger. Darn. Okay. Alright, so here goes nothing. Second line of trees. Grab some more pink. And maybe I can actually be quick enough to do this. I really want to tip that so that that big puddle on that side moves across. I'm going to be right over here pouring into my... Yes, there we go. Alright, so right now I'm just going to give it the gold, and then I'm going to give it the black. I've got 2 minutes left to tell you guys whatever I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to use a different kind of... I'm going to use a different size swipe card. I am going to cut a different size. I'm going to make this one really small. I might even use 2. And flip it over. And it's a very long canvas to get all that skinny little card to move a lot of paint. And I really could have put it at the bottom and moved it up. I think my finger is going to be the swipe tool of choice for the moment. So that's kind of different, and I want to blow it around with a straw and see what happens. There's more than one way to make cells out of black enamel and gold, and this is it. And I was really hoping I'd be able to show you that, and I am, so that's cool. So I love you guys, and if you're on Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Priscilla Batzell channel, then there's 86,500 of you. Chances are, if you're not getting notifications, you're going to want to check my community board the night before, or my Facebook group, Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Appreciation Group, because YouTube is not sending out notifications the same way they were. Which means even if you ask for all notifications, you're still not going to get them unless you look for them. And if you want to help my channel survive, you'll come help me watch my videos. So this is actually pointed in your direction. I've got a few edges to touch up, and if I do anything else to it, it won't look identical, but it's going to be pretty similar. I could do one more little bit around the bottom, but I think I would do it with a little scoop if I was going to do that. And I kind of want to put, is that the enamel? Yeah, I want to put a little bit more of that enamel right up the top in the gold, and then I will blow that out again. So you'll probably see a few more cells. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery saying I love you. If you shop my Teespring, you'll find all over print leggings and t-shirts, and if you shop my Amazon, you help me out. I want you guys to take care of each other and take care of yourselves, and you're probably gone.